the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell rock. Jingle bells sing and jingle bells swing. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, kick up your feet, jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle in the jingling beat, that's the Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells sing and jingle bells swing. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Well, giddy up, jingle horse, kick up your feet, jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle in the jingling beat, that's the Jingle Bell, that's the Jingle Bell, that's the Jingle Bell Rock. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. A mistletoe hung where you can't see it, every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You may get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. Well, you will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
Good morning. My name is Alan Woodard, and I am your host this morning, and I'm also a practitioner here at the center. And I have to tell you, was that not a groovy song to start off? I mean, I just was not prepared to that. And this bass line over here, I'm just having the best time. Thank you. Fabulous, fabulous intro. So I hope that everyone here had a good holidays, and so glad that you're here. We had a good time with my stepdaughter and from Boston, and it's just been a blessing to have her with us. So I hope yours was as good as ours was, and that's Laura and myself. Let me begin by saying welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, and welcome to those who are online. We're so glad you're here with us. Our speaker today is the one and only Gregory Fisher, and his title of his talk today is Befriending Our Ego. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm sure it'll apply to me in many ways. And we're so happy to have Gordon Ellis with us this morning singing that beautiful, beautiful song that he shares here. So if you are new here today, or if you're new online, I want to let you know that the Center for Spiritual Living is an inclusive, new thought, spiritual community. We're glad you're here. We believe that we are all individualized expressions of God and teach the power of our thoughts to create the lives that we want. We are a spiritual community whose vision is to open hearts, inspire dreams, and transform lives. Our mission is to help people live their best lives through a practical spiritual teaching that you can use and experience every day. So wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome here. And I'd like to start with a short quote from Ernest Holmes. And he says, "I live in the faith that there is a presence and power greater than I am that nurtures and supports me in ways I could not even imagine. I know that this presence is all-knowing and all-power and is always right where I am." And I would like at this time to do a guided meditation. And so I'm going to ask all of you to relax in your seats. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. So let's all breathe deeply the first time and feel the relaxation when you breathe from the top of your head and it works its way down through your body. So let's do a second deep breath together. And let that go and relax even more. And one more breath. So now that we are comfortable in our chairs and move from autopilot in our minds to appreciate the goodness in our lives with gratitude. We give gratitude to the support and care of our ancestors. We give gratitude to the beauty of nature. We give gratitude for our health and to the friends and family in our lives. We give gratitude to our community here, to the wisdom and caring we have cultivated. We give gratitude to the gifts and skills we have been given and the teachings in our lives. We give gratitude to those who have given us kindness and the kindness that we have shared with others. So now we allow the awareness of our breath as we bring this meditation to its conclusion. Namaste.
I wrote this with my late friend, Woody Woodard. It must have been in the early fall when he moved in across the hall. He seldom spoke to anyone or anyone to him. He had a limp, used a cane. Joseph Barkley was his name, but that's all we knew as autumn passed and winter settled in. Now one day my boy came home from school. Christmas time was coming soon. He had to write a poem about what Christmas meant to him. Well, that poem was only 4 lines long, but somehow he'd said it all. I never dreamed those simple words would come back to me again. It said, Christmas isn't Christmas till somebody cares. Why should some have nothing when there's so much to share? So let nobody be alone at Christmas time this year. 'Cause Christmas isn't Christmas till somebody cares. Well, Christmas Day soon arrived. We had our ham and pumpkin pie. Then Timmy said, hey Daddy, Mr. Barkley's all alone. I said, Timmy, let him be. Today's just for our family. But I changed my mind at dinner time when he read his poem again. It said, Christmas isn't Christmas till somebody cares. Why should some have nothing when there's so much to share? So let nobody be alone at Christmas time this year. 'Cause Christmas isn't Christmas till somebody cares. Well, you should have seen that old man's face when we said we had an extra place. His eyes lit up, the only time I'd ever seen him smile. As we had our feast and raised our cups, he seemed to change in front of us. He joined in all the carols and told stories half the night. Yeah, we learned that he was 83. He'd outlived all his family, and how they made their gifts by hand, 'cause they were poor when he was young. And that limp and pain in his left knee was a college football injury. A strange old man had become a friend by the time the night was done. Now Mr. Barkley has passed away, but I won't forget that Christmas day when a young boy's words and an old man's smile made me more aware. It's not the food or the gifts we give, it's the love we share in the time we live. 'Cause Christmas isn't Christmas till somebody cares. Sing it with me. Christmas isn't Christmas till somebody cares. Why should some have nothing when there's so much to share? So let nobody be alone at Christmas time this year. 'Cause Christmas isn't Christmas till somebody cares. No, Christmas isn't Christmas till somebody cares.
Thank you, Gordon. Let's welcome today's speaker, Gregory Fisher.
Well, good morning. Gordon made me cry because I'm a big ball baby. And Gordon, I just want to tell you, I saw Amy Grant sing Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree and Jingle Bell Rock, and she was hula hooping the entire time. So next year, you have a lot to live up to. Hula hooping while singing. I'm unclear on that, but boy. Okay, hi. Some of you are way back there. Hi, back there. Everyone made it through so far? Only about a week to go. Do you think you can make it? People keep asking me, what do you and Brian do for Christmas? I'm like, exactly nothing. And they're like, oh, no. I mean, like, you put up the tree. No tree. Well, you have presents. No presents. I always say that if I want it, I've already bought it, or you can't afford it either. It's kind of the way I look at it. But anyway, so we're doing very low-key Christmas, very low-key. This morning, I wanted to talk a little bit about our egos. In the spiritual world, the ego gets kind of a bad rap a lot. And I've always said that I wasn't an ego basher, but I do feel like it's important that we get in right relationship to the ego and what is its job. And I think it's mostly misunderstood. And I think it's mostly misunderstood because we don't understand it at all. At the turn of the 20th century was when, all these people that were sort of inventing what we now call modern psychology. How interesting is that it's, over 125 years ago that they were coming up with these ideas, but we still refer to it as modern psychology. And they were doing a lot of research and looking into all this stuff. And then the collective minds of that time in that field, headed by mostly Sigmund Freud, came up with these ideas about the id, the ego, the superego. I don't know. I remember taking psychology and then getting a master's degree where I studied all this and going, I don't know. I don't know that I get this or that I even agree with it. But, I'm not going to argue that point. But I am going to talk a little bit today about how the ego fits into the way that I work with people, and also from, I think, a place of how we believe here in a metaphysical Christian church, right? Metaphysical Christianity. But first, I'm going to read this. It's a bit of a long quote, so bear with me here. From a spiritual perspective, what is the role of the ego? And I looked that up, and here's what it says. The ego in spirituality is often viewed as a barrier to spiritual growth and enlightenment. It creates a false sense of self. Now, did you hear that? A false sense of self. Leading to attachments, desires, and fears that keep individuals trapped in the cycles of suffering and illusion. Wow. Sounds dangerous. The ego's constant need for validation, control, and superiority can lead to a state of suffering and dissatisfaction, keeping people focused on external circumstances rather than the inner self. Oh, now that's starting to sound more like what we think, right? This false sense obscures the deeper spiritual truth of interconnectedness and unity. Oh, which is a foundational concept in many spiritual traditions. The ego's role in spirituality is complex, as it can both hinder and facilitate spiritual awakening. Now, wait a minute. Now this thing's turning around, isn't it? It is a necessary component of the journey, presenting challenges that push individuals towards self-discovery and inner peace. By transcending the ego, individuals can experience a deeper connection with the divine or higher self, leading to spiritual awakening and liberation. Oh, so now you see why I'm saying we best befriend this thing, this wild thing, that comes into our experience saying, I must be validated, I must feel safe, I must have a place in the world, I must win, I must be right. Right? That's what it keeps shouting in our ears. And so that's the part that we go, that looks like its motivation has a lot more to do with fear. Right? It's about fear. I'm afraid I'm not enough. Let me put it in a simple sentence. The ego is saying, let me make sure you don't feel like you're not enough. The problem then becomes, what if that's the only antidote to feeling less than that we've got available to us? Our egos. Then what do we do? What do we do? Our ego will make us puff up, right? Our egos will make us create all kinds of identities and roles. And in what's now being called internal family systems, if you don't know about that, I urge you to look it up. Google it. It's kind of, these days, it's completely taking over the mental health world. Internal Family Systems, or IFS. The book you would want to read is called No Bad Parts by Richard Schwartz, where he's talking about these very things. Now, here's what's interesting. Richard Schwartz, who created this idea of internal family systems, which is that we all have parts, we all have personalities or aspects of our personality that literally will show up as individuated, personalities in us. And that starts sounding to some of you like what a lot of people think is schizophrenia or dissociative personality disorder, multiple personality disorder. He's not saying that. He's saying that we have aspects of us that are all ego-driven. They're all safety-driven. We are constantly, because we're humans, we're scanning the horizon. This is called negative bias. We're scanning the horizon for what could be wrong and what could be causing me to be in danger. Constantly scanning. And so these parts then come up to say, let me keep you safe here. Let me make sure that you can handle this. That's all part of the ego. None of that is the authentic self. However, Richard Schwartz also says that behind these parts is the one who is the witness self or the observer self. 40 years into developing this, he's now also using the term the sacred self. Yes. He's actually calling it the spiritual self or the authentic self. Now, you start to use these terms. I'm taking a class right now with Richard Schwartz online called The Spirituality of IFS. Because 40 years ago, when Richard Schwartz started down this path, he was an atheist, proudly so. He was a scientist. His parents were both scientists. He was raised in a home where spirituality was poo-pooed. So we're smarter than that. But as he started working with clients in this new approach of IFS, he started noticing this part that was the real them, that was behind all the parts. The parts are doing their dance, but behind all that is the observer self who's watching the dance. And the more he got to talking to the clients about that part, the more he realized, oh, that's who they really are. And then the more he looked into that, it's like, oh, and that thing that they really are is connected to something greater. Oh, starts sounding like what I believe, what I think most of us here believe, that we're connected to something else, and there's a core of us that is always connected to it and is probably who we really are. And these parts, they're just doing their thing. But we got to learn how to observe them and help them to be less extreme. When I'm working with a client, they'll say, well, there's part of me, because they've already learned about parts, and they'll say, this part of me is like kicking my butt. And I'll be like, yeah, you're going to have to ask that part to be less extreme. That's what it's doing. It thinks it's real. It thinks it's the one in charge. You have to ask it, could you be less extreme, please? It's not going away, it turns out. This book, No Bad Parts, what it's really saying is you can't hate your parts. You can't hate them. You got to just befriend them. You got to see how you can integrate them into your authentic self. Which brings us to why I say today we have got to befriend our ego. We've got to befriend our parts. Because if not, here's what happens. We start hating on ourselves. I can't tell you, if I had $1 for every time a day I say to someone, either in practice or even just individuals when I'm talking to them, I become obnoxious. Jimmy's shaking his head because he knows that I have said this to him. I'll say to people, I'll hear people say something, I'll say, don't go against yourself. Oh, no, beloved, don't go against yourself. I'm never going to be good at that. Oh, don't go against yourself. See, that's where I'm just really messed up. Don't go against yourself. I wish I weren't that way. Don't go against yourself. Now, it's possible that some of the things people are indicating when they say those things are things they might want to come into a better relationship with, right? But don't go against yourself. This is something that I've learned, it keeps growing in me, the profundity of the 4 agreements, how profound they are. Be impeccable with your word. If you start out with the 4 agreements talking about how your relationship with yourself, be impeccable with your word. Not just what you say, but what you think, right? I want to stop going against myself. I want to stop speaking against myself in my head, in my heart, from my lips. So just start noticing that some. Just start noticing. It's like, oh, yeah, I go against myself a lot. And then you might want to ask yourself, where'd that story come from? Where did I learn that? It's funny. Didn't we all grow up saying, you better be humble? And humble turned into not just saying, I don't have to talk about the things about myself that I see that are good. It's about now I have to reverse that and say things about me that are bad, because that's what keeps me humble. What if that's a lie? What if that's a story that was never meant to be told? Humble just means I understand who I am. I understand where my gifts come from. I understand the things about myself that are strengths. I accept those. And anything that's not that, I either determine that's not for me or it's something I haven't developed yet. I also say a lot to people, they'll say, I'm not good at that, and I'll say, yet. Why not? It could be something you won't ever be interested in, but if you decide that you want to work on that, I bet you could. If you want to get good at that, I bet you could. But not if you keep saying to yourself how bad you are at it. Impeccable with your word. Second one, take nothing personally. Wow. Take nothing personally. Now, it's very interesting. Just this last week, I've been working out at our men's facility. And every time I bring up the 4 agreements, this one guy goes, that one I don't go for. I'm like, okay, see, here's what's weird. You either accept them all or you accept none. I don't know. You don't get to cherry pick which ones you like, right? I don't like that one. Which one? Don't take anything personally. So sometimes people do things to you that are personal. Are you sure? Well, they're directing it at me. Are you sure it's about you at all? It's them. It's them Everything inside you is you. Everything inside them is them. So even what they're directing your way is really about them. Now, that's a little bit of a deeper way of looking at this thing, but if we're going to go shallow, go home. You know, yeah, what if it's not about you at all? It's just being directed at you. It's being projected at you. You don't even know who they're actually dealing with. See, we all grow up looking for people to bring into our lives on whom they become the perfect screen to project all of our unfinished business with our childhood. Woo. So sometimes you might be in a conversation with your beloved and realize, oh, I'm trying to win an argument with my mom. My mom's not in the room. I'm trying to have a conversation with my dad, an argument that has never been resolved, and I want to resolve it, and I'm going to make Gordon be the person that I resolve it with. And what? Is Gordon at some point going to go, okay, you're right, you've always been right your entire life? No. I'm having an argument with my dad who has been dead for 40 years. Yeah. Why don't I just resolve that here instead of trying to put it there? So when I go, I can't take that personally, what it is I think is coming at me, it's because I don't know that's in that person, and I don't know who they're really dealing with. I don't know why they're dealing with that. I might want to consider, is what they're saying true? Could be. Now that's me making it about me, and that's okay, right? The third, make no assumptions. Interesting. See, I think I know what you're thinking. I think I know what you're feeling. I think I know why you're doing what you're doing. And worse, I think you should know what I'm thinking. I think you should know what I'm feeling. I think you should know why I'm doing what I'm doing, and you should agree that it's the right way to do it, the right way to think, the right way to feel. All that's an assumption. I know. I'm assuming. Very rarely when we're offended do we ever ask the person, could we get clear about what's going on here? Because I've already made an assumption and moved on with however I'm going to feel about that. And of course, the last one is always do your best. People say, that's a tall order. But Don Miguel Ruiz, the writer of the Four Agreements, putting down ancient Toltec wisdom, what he says there is, it's really just about getting up every morning and making a commitment. I'm going to try to do my best today. I'm going to do the best I can today. My best today will be different than my best yesterday. My best tomorrow will be different than my best today. And so you try to do your best. You try to come from a place of non-attachment to the outcomes. That's a whole other part of this thing. What if I weren't so attached to the outcomes? See, that's your ego. That's your ego saying, I have to win. This has to go my way. I have to be right. Because if it's not, then it says something about me that I don't want to know or hear or feel. But so always doing your best is just saying, I'm going to do my best today. It may not be great. I'm going to do the best I can. At the end of the day, I'm going to say, let's look at that day. Pretty much okay. Or not. Maybe I need to make some apologies. Maybe I need to make some corrections. But I did the best I could in the moment, and I'm going to forgive myself when I didn't, and then tomorrow's a new day to commit to doing my best. See, look how easy that all is. But I recently went to a workshop with Don Miguel Ruiz's two sons, Jose and Miguel Jr. And Miguel Jr. got up. He rocked my world with this. I hope some of you get a rocked world too. He said, if we're not careful, we take those four agreements. What is an agreement? See, an agreement is something that I've said yes to. Oh, you proposed this as an option, and I said yes. We've made an agreement. So an agreement is just me saying yes to myself that this is how I want to proceed with my life. But if we're not careful, we make them the four conditions. The four conditions. I will be right if I do these four things. I will be a lovely person if I do these 4 things. I will have become a spiritual aspect of myself if I do these 4 things. And if I don't do them perfectly, well, now see, I'm a failure. You see how we just all of a sudden took this spiritual concept and made it all about our ego. I got to do this right. And if I don't do it right, I'm a failure. And so then the ego gets all puffed up in it and says, okay, today, the inner critic, which is one of the parts, by the way, remember back IFS, the inner critic is going to judge me all day long on how am I doing with these conditions, as opposed to, am I fulfilling the agreement that I've made with myself? And is it okay if it's not perfect? Is it okay if it's not perfect? By the way, it's not going to be perfect. You know, Miguel kept saying too, practice makes mastery. Now that's one you might want to write down somewhere in your house. Practice makes mastery. My beloved friend Jenny Gentry, who says, patience is the fastest way to the authentic self. Wow. I mean, that makes me want to cry. Can you hear the importance of that message? Patience is the fastest way to the authentic self. You know why? Because we're humans. See, we're spiritual beings who agreed to have a human experience. It's that human experience part that's so annoying. And yet it's what we signed up for. If it were going to be perfect, what's the lesson in that? I could have stayed somewhere where I was already perfect. I made an agreement to come here to have this experience of imperfection. Self-worth is the ability to find value in oneself in the face of our imperfection. Innate self-worth. The ability to see value in myself in the face of my imperfection. Yeah. That's the goal. That's the whole point. That's why one must befriend our ego, because the ego keeps saying, no, I'm going to beat the you-know-what out of you if you're not perfect. I'm going to keep making you suffer. I'm going to keep making you feel unsafe, like you don't belong, like you have no awareness. Spirituality is finding awareness, finding safety, finding belonging, and finding self-worth right here. Not earned. Not earned. Innate. It is me because I'm here. Now, I'm going to real quick, Dale, if you'll give us that slide. Can you give me that slide? Look at him. Humanity versus spirituality. This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to walk over here. Is it okay for me to walk over here? Okay. We don't want the cameras. The cameras, we have to know they're honest. If you can look at this, the human experience, what makes us human and not 100% spirit, is that we have a body. Human, right here. We have a mind, we have thoughts, and we have emotions, we have feelings. And these are the human experience. That's what makes up your human experience. Physical, what my physical makeup, and also the things I do. My mind, my thoughts, the things I think, and my heart, my emotions, my feelings, spirit. But then in the middle of all of that is who we are really, our authentic self, our spiritual self. Now, the way this was supposed to go was that the spirit was supposed to be informing what we do, what we think, what we feel. We should be going back from a spiritual perspective all day long saying, okay, What should I do next? That would be the right and perfect thing. What should I be thinking? That would be the right and perfect thing. What should I be feeling? That would be the right and perfect thing, because spirit is what's informing that. Unfortunately, trauma and the world gets its hands on us. The world gets its hands on us. And it creates a barrier around spirit so that no longer do we have this attachment, this awareness, this attunement, where spirit can be the one informing these three areas. So now we're off on our own. And we're thinking whatever we're thinking, and a lot of times it's crazy. And we're feeling whatever we're feeling, and usually it's not safe. And we're doing God knows what. Some of us better and worse. The goal, see, and that's the part that's being driven by ego all the time. The goal is to get back here. Simple as that. Come back here. Now, in the metaphysical world here, we believe all of this. I mean, I doubt that and when I'm giving you that description, when you're seeing this graph, you're going, yeah, I already know that. I've been going to classes here for years. I know all this. Our beloved Denise Yergin made up this phrase, and I love it, and I use it all the time. I've used it here before. She calls it metaphysical malpractice. Metaphysical malpractice is, I know this stuff, therefore I think it's actually happening. I know this stuff, therefore I just assume that that's how I'm living. But, beloveds, here's the real issue. And here's what happens in mental health treatment that becomes part of the problem of this. See, when you're going to school, to become a therapist or a psychologist or whatever. See, I'm looking at you, Megan. I don't know if you all know Dr. Megan down here, but so correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But what happens in those practices is we teach people to have ego strength. See, we get clients in our offices or what have you, and we say, let's bolster your ego. Let's get your ego going. Let's come up with better strategies. Let's come up with better coping skills, right? And we can do all of that, and that can happen here too, you see. You can come in here and you can learn what we teach here, and you can say, so I should say affirmations a lot, and I should, never go against myself. See, that can become part of your strategy. But if it's not coming from here, then we're just putting a Band-Aid on the wound. We're just putting a Band-Aid on the wound. We're not going deep. We're not finding the truth of who we are and letting that play out in our life. We're just learning better ways to show up. Now, here's then the point of this whole talk. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I'd like to have better coping skills. I'd like to have maybe some better ego strength. I'd like to stop beating myself up, calling myself a loser. I'd like to stop thinking the ego is the enemy. It's not. But it has to be befriended. And we have to understand its role. And we have to understand that deeper than all of that is me. Real me. Authentic me. Quietly, see, here's the interesting thing about the authentic self. It's not loud. See all these other parts? I don't know, you notice in your life they're loud? They're loud. They've got an agenda. They think they have a job. They think they're doing their best. But the authentic self is very quietly sitting here going, I'm here whenever you would need me. I'm here when you decide to return to me. I'm here when you're ready to explore the truth of you. If this graphic could be, I don't know what, three-dimensional, I would turn it and you would see that behind this purple part here that I'm calling spirit is an eternal, expanded spirit. It's all that is. It's source. It's the creator. It is the one thing. And you see how then it comes through us. It is us, and we're it, but not all of it. So I'm hoping you're catching the point I'm making here. It's not through our thoughts, our feelings, or our bodies that we're going to experience that. We're going to experience that, the connectedness to all that is here. And then we practice learning how to let that be what informs all the rest of our human experience, all the rest of our life. And we be gentle with ourselves. Gentle with ourselves. If this were easy, everyone would do it. If it were easy, everyone would do it. I hear lately more and more, and I don't think I think this arrogantly of us, not just me, of us, that not everyone walks this path. Whew, in my work, not everyone walks this path. And you can even show people this path and they'll say, don't get it, not trying, don't want to go there. A lot of them, they say that because they've got religious trauma that keeps them from being open to the idea of something greater than themselves. But that is also themselves. So I want us to also know there's that place where it's many are called but few are chosen. That's what that means. Many, many, many people can be exposed to what we believe here, but they won't choose it. The path is narrow. Aren't you grateful you're part of that? Aren't you grateful you're here? Aren't you grateful you're open to these things? Oh my gosh. I have those moments pretty often, really, especially when I'm in a conversation with some of you and I hear wisdom coming out of your mouth and I hear me responding with wisdom, and sometimes it's wisdom I didn't even know. Isn't that fascinating? When something that is you but greater than you comes through you and speaks or gets insight. So again, gratitude for this journey. To the people that I work with who are, often desperate, I say, here's the only way this is going to work. You're going to have to fall in love with this journey. You're going to have to fall in love with this journey. You have to fall in love with every day I wake up and I think, what could I be shown today that would take me one step closer? Who can I bring into my life today? What thing could I read today? What podcast could I watch today? Not from the need to just expand my thinking, but to expand my heart, to expand my life, to expand this journey. Fall in love with this journey. You'll be in love for the rest of your life. And the one you'll be in love with is you. And so it is.
Excuse me just for a moment. I'm incredibly touched by your talk. And I am so proud to be a part of this community and to hear this information and the impact it touches me here. So thank you, Gregory. Thank you so much.
I think I was supposed to do a spiritual mind treatment.
You were. No. Yeah, I'll take care of that.
You got me.
At this time, we ask our ushers to come forward. Amy Stevens, and I believe there was somebody else named Steve Saylor supposed to be here, but it's... It's wonderful that you're here. Thank you. So the law of giving and receiving shows us that when we give, we receive even more. I think we just listened to quite a talk about things of that nature. So if something has touched you today, there are many ways you can share the love with us, and we are grateful for your offering. So in fact, excuse me, I'm still touched by this. So, in addition to the baskets being passed around, we also have a few other ways we can accept your gift to the center. You can use a credit card. We have a QR code posted in various places. If you're watching online, there's a link on your screen. And of course, you can visit our websites. So please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
Happy New Year. It's a new year. A dream come true year. For a happy you. Start believing. Start receiving. You're the star in this movie of your life, and it's called Happy You. Oh, let the pain of the past drift away. It'll lighten your heart. No more need to relive yesterday. But today you can make a new start. Aren't you worth it? Don't you deserve it? Take a breath. Take a step, take a chance for a happy you. The pain of the past drift away. It'll lighten your heart. There's no more need to relive yesterday. But today you can make a new start. Happy New Year. It's a dream come true, yeah, for a happy you. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Gordon. Really enjoyed that song. That was very cool. So first, we're getting close here, folks. So thank you again, Gregory, for a wonderful, wonderful talk, and to Gordon. I also want to thank our wonderful musicians Mark Horowitz, Don Morgan, Jimmy Lopez, and of course, Larry Faragalli. I would like to also thank our video production and streaming, and that's Dale Rogers, Deborah Weeks, and also Ray on the audio. Yeah, thank them. So I have just a few announcements, but before that, I would like for the practitioners, if they would, to stand that are here. That includes myself. If you have anything on your mind, anything in your heart that you want to have one of our practitioners do prayer work for you, please, I encourage you to go to one of them, call them, email them. You can email me, and I can give you some perfect people to talk with. They're here for us. We love what we do, and each one of them brings what Gregory was talking about this morning, especially with gratitude that you would want us to do that for you. So thank you. You can sit back down now. But I want to, first of all, talk about them. Before we close our service, I also want to welcome any visitors, any new visitors. Do we have anyone here today? You don't have to stand up, but you could raise your hand if you would like, so that we know you're here. And thank you so much. You are invited to join us at our community room for some light refreshments afterwards. And I want to thank Erica Leeds for doing that this morning. So give great gratitude to her and what she's put into it in the other room there. And if you're watching online, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. After hearing this talk today, how could you not? So, I'm going to do a closing prayer treatment at this point in time. Before I do that, I have to do this. 2 announcements. How can I forget this? By an overwhelming majority, the Center of Spiritual Living members have voted yes to offering the letter of call to Reverend John Adams. We are so excited for this new chapter at CSLN and look forward to welcoming Reverend John. We will keep you posted as we complete the letter of call process. The other announcement is mark your calendars for next Sunday, January the 4th. We will welcome in the new year with a special burning bowl ceremony with Reverend Donna Michaels. A burning bowl ceremony is time to make space for new beginnings. The first part involves releasing what we don't want, and the second part involves setting our intention for the new year. Join us for a time of reflection and growth at a special Sunday service on January the 4th. If you have any other questions, please go to our website. There's announcements in that website. You can look it up and gather information there, or you can contact the office here and be glad to give you that information. So, at this time, I'm going to close with a spiritual mind treatment. And once again, I ask you all to breathe. Breathe in deeply and release that. For I know that there is but one life, God's life, my life. And I'm going to say this treatment in the first person, so please make it personal to yourself. We are so blessed and grateful to be here, Spirit, with these wonderful people. And for this time together, we give great gratitude for our opportunity to spend this time, and also for our opportunity right now to look at our heart and feel how much we love this teaching, how much we love our community, and how much we love ourselves truly, deep down. And we're so grateful that we can discover more about ourselves through curiosity, through learning, through teachings, and with the people that we meet also here, and how blessed we are to have this wonderful, wonderful teaching and to share it with each other and with others who are also aware, as we are, of life. And so I say, thank you, Spirit, for this. Thank you. We give great gratitude for this knowing and for this truth. And so I release this, my word, to the law, knowing it is so. And together we say, and so it is. And now, if you will join us in a wonderful closing song, and I think we all know it. So, Larry, I'm going to turn it over to you and enjoy it.
Stand, sing it. Let's get it.
Think of your fellow man, give him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. If you look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at loveCSLN.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.